Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Mobile Gadgeteer. Today I'm going to take a look at the Nook 1.3 firmware update. And in my blog post that accompanies this video, please go to blogs.zdnet.com/mobile-gadgeteer, and you'll see in my blog post where I have an image gallery of some pictures from my in-store experience, because you're not going to see that here. So this is my Nook, and I've upgraded it this morning to version 1.3. The first thing that you'll notice, and let me see, move a little closer here. The first thing you'll notice is that there's new icons on the bottom color display here. So we still have Daily, My Library, Shop, and Reading Now, which we had before, but now you'll see there's a new one, Games, and if we slide it farther, it says Games, Wi-Fi, Audio, Web. Now, settings we also had before. One thing that you'll see in my review, in my image gallery, is that when you're actually in the store, this shop has a banner across it that says I think it says in store, and so there's some other options in the store. Now I took a bunch of still pictures of that. I didn't have my video camera for the in-store experience, so check out my stills for that. And then let's just look over here at these other new parts. Okay, so the first one I'll just show you is Wi-Fi. It's just a tab here that lets you manage your connections. As you can see, it's just my home Wi-Fi that it's connected to and up on the screen. So if you're in a Barnes Noble store, it'll say Barnes Noble, and up top it'll have a B and N in the icon up there. So then the next new one we see here is Games. We tap this, come over to the slides over. We see we have Sudoku and chess. Let's just take a look at these. Tap that. If I go back to show you, you have choices here: easy, medium, hard, and extreme. I'll just choose an easy one to show you now. Okay, so there we see the full screen of it there, and then down below is, as you can see, it matches up with the first. If I scroll up on the touch part, I can scroll to the 3 rows of panels, right? And then of course you're supposed to get 1 through 9. Is it 1 through 9? I don't play it very much. 1 through 9 in each of the boxes, right? So, say in this row here, we're looking across. I see, it looks like this could be a 2. So I tap on a square, and then you'll see up top that square is highlighted. Now I can I can tap a letter, say it's 2, and it puts a 2 in there. Okay. And I don't know why it's got that different look to it, but that's just what it is. If I come over here, I can do another one, but now if I say hint, it'll actually put the number in there. It gives me that number. Now this is the easy level, so I'm not sure extreme if it'll put that in there, but this different 2 kind of tells me that that's probably not the right number. So then you go through and you fill out all the squares. You know, you tap on one, you enter the number, you can say clear. If you say notes, I'm not sure why, but it highlights all of those for some reason. Maybe these are just temporary. Oh, I see. So notes, you can enter, like if you think it's I gotcha. So what that did, as you can see, is it entered really light 4, 5, 7, 8. It just enters some different ones, so you can make notes as you play the game. As you can see, I don't play the game very much, but it's actually a nice interface. It's really easy to use. You slide up and down, you go to each square, you enter it, you clear, you add notes, you put a hint to get it help you to solve it. So it's a fairly easy game, and it's nice and fast. I'll go ahead and back out of it, and then we go back to the home screen again. As you can see, everything is real responsive here. I'm not seeing any lags or slowdowns or anything else. Another game that is included is chess. Again, it shows the board, and then we'll get into down below. What you can see down here is says play against the Nook, settings, or help. If I tap on settings here, you can see you can select your color, your difficulty level, time controls for both the computer and for you, the Nook and for you. Save game before exit, resume game at startup. I'll go ahead and just say play against the Nook to show you the gameplay. So here we go. Now the board opens up. There's some little pop-ups that'll appear. It says it's your turn. Chess tip. Tap on the touchscreen to select and move your pieces. As you can see, this is the last game I was playing. Again, down below on the touchscreen, we see the board, and you can scroll up and down. Shows you whose turn it is, whether there's a time limit. As you can see, I've got a time limit on them, not on me. And then over here is another menu option. I press that. It says start new game, resign, view the history, or save the game. go back out. Oops, that's too far. So I'll say again, want to play it. I'll say, there we go, tap the menu key again. So let's just go ahead, I don't know much about chess. Tap a pawn, and then tap where you want to move to. It moves it, it does some thinking, it's going to now do its move, and then it comes back to you in a minute. Now it's my turn again, so tap that, move up. It does my move down below and up on the board above it, and so on and so on. So that's chess, alright? Let's jump back out to the main menu. So that's games. Now, these things have all stayed the same as far as shop, reading now, and my library and the daily. Those are all the same as they were previously. The shop will change depending on if you're in the Barnes Noble store. So continuing to the right, we now see a button for audio. And this was accessed in the menus before, but now it's dedicated audio. You tap on that, it opens up your audio player, you know, for your MP3s, and you can see your different music player or different music, and as you can see, you can go through the song a little bit, things like that. So that's just a quick access to the audio player. Now, another interesting thing, similar to what the Kindle has had, is there's a beta web here, right? Now, it's clearly labeled web, or clearly labeled beta with a banner across it. If we tap on that, I'll go ahead and start the web browser. One thing about the web browser, the Nook is unique in that it supports both Wi-Fi and AT&T's 3G network. However, the web browser is currently limited to only a Wi-Fi connection. So the upper part will all be the web page. Let me go ahead and go to one of my favorites, and then I'll get started here. I'll go to the my ZDNet page, and then I'll walk you through everything. Okay, so all the controls are made down in the lower color touchscreen display. And this actually, to me, makes the browsing experience a better one than I saw on my Kindle, where it was a completely full non-touchscreen experience. So up top is the e-ink display, of course, and that's where all the web pages will show. But as you'll see, it'll actually show the page down below as well. And I can scroll up and down, right and left, and tap on the hyperlinks and things like that. Which also, I'll show you, I'll finish letting this page load, and I'll kind of give you a walk through the interface. So down below, let's just talk about this now. There's search, which is Google search, and I don't see a way to change that. Favorites, history, web page, and if I tap web page, it'll actually open up a address for me in the keyboard. So then I could type away and enter any address and hit submit and go to that web page. Go back to cancel here. If I tap the menu button on the left, that's what opens up that menu I was just showing you. So then we have these little stars that'll make that a favorite. Go back, go forward, tap on the zoom button. It says zoom in and out. If I get zoomed out, you'll see it'll zoom out of the page there. And then over here is the tools kind of icon. We tap on that, hide the toolbar automatically is on, hide the panning indicator, that's off. You can set your home page, clear your cookies, and I believe it's clear the history is the final one, clear the history. So I'll go ahead and go back. Okay, so now here's the page. It's loaded now, and you can see this is my ZDNet blog. Up top is the full page, and down here we have one view of it. And as you can see up top, there's an outline of it. And the controls are different, right and left, right? So right and left, the ones on the right and left scroll down a page, and you see that jump? It jumped down a full page, look like there. So if I tap that, and you see this bar here moves, whatever's in that bar is actually what's shown down below. And then on this one over here, this should pan us, I believe, left and right. Yeah, there we go. So that moved me right on the screen. This is up and down and left and right. So there we go. We can navigate around the display and around the page using these keys. Up and down, left and right. Now, so you can use the buttons to help you out, or you can do it dynamically by just scrolling, and you can see as I scroll up and down, it moves the bar right there on the display. So then we go down here. Nice thing is, all these are hyperlinks on the touchscreen, right? So if I want to look at the talkbacks, I tap on that, the hyperlink, and now it'll go ahead and open. One thing, I'm in a fairly good Wi-Fi connection here, fairly close to my router. It's really not a very fast browser. I mean, the e-ink, it actually looks pretty nice, but of course it's not a full nice color LCD screen. It does take a little bit. That took a couple seconds to reload the page. I mean, you're not going to use this for browsing all the time, but it is a nice option to have it on there. And it helps, I think, having this touchscreen below to be able to navigate and to activate hyperlinks. And you can also use the buttons that I showed to jump around the page quickly as well. So I don't think I'll use it very often. Oh yeah, so let me show you. This is just the ZDNet page I was showing. Let me show you one that I actually probably would use it for, and that is, let's see, go to favorites. I should probably make this my home page, which is Google Reader. Okay. Oh yeah, let me show you the favorites. So on the favorites, you'll see that actually shows there's the smartphones blog and the mobile gadgeteer blog. It'll actually show it as like a book cover, so you can see the page. So let's go to Google Reader, because some of you may be interested in that, and I'll show you that. So this is not the full Google Reader, because I had that on there, and it is the full Google Reader. I went to the google.com/reader/i, which is the iPhone optimized reader, and as you'll see, this actually appears and works quite well on the Nook. So there we go. So that's the page, and you can see up top, and then down bottom, right? So then we scroll down, just to see what's on there. Android market unofficially passes 50,000. If I tap on that, it will open up more of that page. Now what you can see is there's an option to collapse, and then if I scroll up, right, you can see the whole article. And up top, you can see this particular page actually gives you all the articles, so you can read it either down here, which actually is not a bad reading experience. The screen looks nice. And then up top, you can read it up there as well if you want. So that's the web browser. It's not bad. It's there, and it's in beta. They're not making any promises with it. I don't know if we're going to see it launch with support for the 3G network or not. Right now, it is just limited to the Wi-Fi network. And then there's not much in the settings. There's all say the same. Let me just jump to the shop. One thing I'm a little bit disappointed is that actually not much has changed in the book reading experience. See, here we have shows you some things about the update and stuff like that. Let me go ahead and nothing's changed in this that I've seen, actually, the shopping. Let me jump to reading now. I believe I have Pirate Latitudes that I'm reading. So there's the book, and as you can see, again, opened up pretty fast. I tap on it. It's a typical e-ink refresh. It's very much faster than that first version. I don't know if you ever saw. It took about 3 seconds. This one I press 1001. It's about a second. I mean, it's what you expect from e-ink, and this display is a fantastic e-ink display, especially thinking that my iPad is going to replace this, and there's just no way. This is just a nice experience. However, there's a couple of disappointing things, such as go to, right? So there's furthest read, cover, and then a chapter. There's no way to put it in a page number, even though they clearly give you 30 out of 250. I would really like the ability to say, let me go to page 50, right? And that's just not there yet. They haven't done a lot of work. There's that audio player that we've saw before. They haven't done a lot of work in getting much functionality in the reading experience. I mean, it's little niggles and things like that. I think the reading experience is fantastic as far as the screen and interface. I'm not complaining too much about that. However, I would like to see a little bit of work of it. Going to the library, right? So this is my Barnes Noble library. Very clearly lays out which is new. Lend me. Got some new books here. We can also say check for new content, which is how you get the update. If I tap on my documents, this will open up the books that I've bought from Kobo and FictionWise and e-reader. That's one thing that's nice about the Nook is it supports so many different formats. There's some feed books in here, and there's Star Wars I bought on the Sony. Sony went to EPUB, so from the Sony store from my old reader days, those are able to put on the Nook. Right, so you can get a lot of these books on the Nook. It's very open that way as far as the content that it supports. And as I showed in the last update, the buttons are nice and big, and everything is very responsive, as you can see. So overall, again, Barnes & Noble's made my Nook even better than it already was, and the iPad is not going to take away from this fantastic e-reading experience that I get on this. I mean, the iPad's nice for few minutes here and there, but I find reading much more enjoyable on this device where I am disconnected pretty much from everything but the experience of reading. And now I have a web browser and games if I really need to. So that's a look at the Barnes Noble Nook firmware update 1.3. Thanks for watching.